Hello everyone, welcome back to another siege battle. Once again, it's another one of my own, and I am playing as a faction that I don't usually play as. I'm playing as Lusitani. I'm playing as them because I have to expand my horizons, just as you should in this game too. You should always want to try and get better with all the factions because, well, you should just want to. Alright, let's get into the players on the battlefield. And then we'll get into the army comps, and then we'll start. So we got myself as Lusitani, my ally Pickaxe 27 is Athens, and then we have, I don't remember who is who, because we have two Egypts on the field. We have Jordan Esrosirs, I don't know. And then Lucas Gaddis 2603. So those are the two Egypt factions. So I myself has brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Lusitani nobles, bunch of veteran shield warriors, some Iberian swordsmen. I brought the Iberian swordsmen because I thought that they have like carrying axemen, the jabs, but I think that it's the Scutari that have that. I don't remember. Remind me in the comments, please. And then I also brought two Lusitani swordswomen who I double bronze chevroned up. And then, of course, 4 units of the Valeric slingers. My ally Athens has brought with him some thorax swords back over here, picked hoplites, Cretans, and then over here he has back line of Thracian warriors, hoplites, pikes up at the entrances, some Rhodanian slingers, Cretan archers, Thracian warriors, thorax swords, and then thorax swords, hoplites, and thorax swords. Hindsight, I think it probably was a bit of a newer player since his pikes are right up at the front, and also for the fact that he has hoplites up on the walls. And as you can see, he put down traps kind of all over the place, sort of. That's alright though, because I did the same, but I only use stone beds usually. So Egypt over here has brought with him, he's got a bunch of royal thorax swords. That's actually what makes up the most of the army. He's got some thorax swords, but yeah, looks like he has at least 4 units of royal thorax swords, some carrying axemen, Thurio spears. He's got this Greek heavy onager here. Thurio spears, Nubian mercenary, Rhodian slingers, and then some Cretan archers, royal thorax swords, and then Hellenic royal guard. And then Egypt way over here. From what we can at least see, who knows what's in the tree line. Got some Hellenic royal guard, thorax swords, Ptolemaic cav, mercenary Cretans. The only one with 3? No, I think he does have a 4th. And then Hellenic royal guard, Galatian 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 royal guard. So it seems like both Egypts went heavy on the high tier units, but that in turn kind of leaves them shortchanged on the amount of units that can actually put forth on the battle. So yeah, let's get into this. So starting right off, actually I'm going to start firing. I'm going to go after the ballista back here. Actually end up getting some of his Cretan archers by accident. Happy accidents are always the best accidents. Managed to bank a shot off the Greek onager. He's going to start moving his troops out of the way. I do, in fact, manage to burn 2 with 1. That's two birds with 1 stone. Now, why this one didn't catch fire from the first one, I'll never know. But I managed to actually nail this one too. Still trying to get some shots off on the onager. Managed to hit some of his Hellenic royal guard. But he's going to start to... That's 2. I hit this one twice, and it still hasn't caught on fire. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. All right, I give up. So I think, yeah, still trying to fire, trying to get this just to be gone. He's going to try and fire back at me, which is not, I mean, not the best move. Tried to sneak a shot in between while this tower was still, like, back here. Tried to sneak it right forward to try and get to the carrying axeman. And now I'm just going to try and whiff some shots into his back line. Managed to get some of his Royal Thorax swords from his general unit. And I was going to try and shoot the troops here, but it's a 120-man unit, so that means there's no one trailing behind. Still trying to get some shots off on his heavy onager, but I'm not going to make it. Unfortunately, it's going to I'm going to run out of ammo. Back over here, sorry for the shitty camera work there. Back over here, yeah, he's definitely a newer player because he's firing without using fire shot. So he is taking shots. Let's see if we can try and... looks like he's trying to go after the ram over here. Looks like he did get some. He managed to kill quite a few of the thorax swords, a little over 20. So not bad. Still, though, I mean, I wouldn't have my hoplites up here. And for some of you, if you don't know, a good way to deal with these towers, especially if they're like a little bit more spaced out, is to sometimes have units up on the wall already so that you can sandwich them in between and then have your range units fire in while your melee units take care of them. So now they were pretty quick on getting their guys up here. I'm going to charge my Iberian swords out into the carrying axeman. They actually managed to knock down the gate fairly quickly, which I was surprised about. Moving up my Balearic slingers to try and take care of the thorax swordsman, or at least try and do some damage. This unit of Balearic slinger over here is going to start firing the thorax swords here. I'm going to move these two units, one going this way to deal with this one, the other one going over here to deal with this guy over there. My two swordswomen moving up onto the walls to deal with this unit of Royal Thorax swords, while I have two units of my Balearic slingers firing into the rear to try and assist. Because these guys, they're scary, for sure. But my melee defense is pretty good. Armor's shit, but melee defense is pretty good. So they're already losing decisively. These guys are starting to take some serious fire from the archers over here. And now I'm just going to start moving guys left and right. I unfortunately left my slingers out, and they get caught. And I think they do end up taking off because I was preoccupied somewhere else, and I didn't notice in time, and unfortunately I ended up losing. So now, you know, moving up some of my Lusitani nobles. So I'm being forced to move up my reserves pretty quickly here. Unfortunately, I didn't. Jesus Christ. I didn't. I feel like troop placement on this side of the map is kind of difficult. Not entirely, because like, yeah, sure, defending this is easy, but when it's just like one person over here and you have to spread them out, then it's like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do here? Because this kind of like limits your mobility. So moving in with carrying axemen and thorax swords. Yeah, my slinger's just getting absolutely wrecked. Carrying axemen gonna charge in, get into these slingers, gonna unfortunately send them off the field of battle. And that was my bad. Doing some rapid fire shots in these Royal Thorax swords. Thorax swords, the Royal Thorax swordsman over here getting beat up. These guys are going to send off too. So I managed to hold down this side pretty well. The real trouble starts kind of over here a little bit, but not really. Back over here, Athens is managed to deal with these thorax swords because he has managed to pin them down with some infantry units, and he's focusing them down with his archers. He's doing the same over here. Well, actually, I mean, this one unit of mercenary Rhodian slingers should be firing on these thorax swords. but they are surrounded by unit thorax swords and hoplites, so it should be alright. Meanwhile, these guys over here, looks like they're just doing a little dance, a waltz, probably listening to some Mozart or Bach, hanging out. They decided to stop, and now I decided the best course of action is to get shot up by the arrow tower. Got some pikemen in front of the gate. Not a terrible idea, just to, you know, deter anyone that wants to come in, but you know, well, yeah, it's alright. But I mean, if he moves up his archers and starts to focus down the pike unit, that's going to be a problem. Back over here, Egypt is really pushing it. He's got his Hellenic little guard in here. Granted, they're kind of just facing the wrong way. So they're just hanging out, getting attacked in the rear. He's got carrying axemen, or no, it's little thorax swords. So moving them, get them into a better position. Moving some of my Lusitani nobles down this way to cut off any type of advance that can come down this avenue. Balearic slingers still firing away on this Royal Thorax Sword unit. I'm desperately trying to finish these guys off so I can either A, take these guys off the wall and move them down this way, or charge them down the wall and get them into this Royal Spear unit or the Royal Thorax Swords, one or the other. Meanwhile, Egypt is firing down on my veteran shield warriors, aiding his Thorax Swordsman unit. They're both losing, but, you know, yeah, there goes the veteran shield warriors.
Break off! Run! Curse you!
Thorax Swordsman over here losing decisively against my veteran shield warriors and Iberian swords. Now, because I was afraid that I was actually going to have to start to fall back completely, because he's really making a big push through here, I started to bring back my nobles and Balearic slingers. Initially, my Athenian ally wanted to hold the walls for a little bit and then fall back, but in this settlement, you don't really need to. This is such, and granted not always, but in my opinion, this is such an easy settlement to defend, because mostly where the attackers are going to be attacking, they're all choke points. Anyway, off the bat. So it's fairly easy, you know. I think that we probably would even had a better time if both Egyptian players had attacked from the same side or either direction, preferably over here, because if you are attacking this settlement, attacking from over here is super helpful. Granted, it is a shit spot to assault the walls because you're limited to two ways that you can go, and they're both just choke points all over the place, but you get your archers, movable ballista or onager, or even your siege towers up here, fire in on the sides of the units that are down here, you'll have a better time of assaulting the walls on the side. Meanwhile, over here, however, it's just a choke point, like right off the bat, and it's just not a great time. So he's actually brought in his general at this point. I remember thinking at this point, like, I was a little nervous, you know, like I had not really used up all of my units, but most of them were gone. You know, this Balearic Slinger is out of ammo. They have 121 kills. This guy still has some ammo. He's got 77. This guy over here still has a lot. He's got 32. Managing to break this unit of Thorax Swords, thankfully. And what? Did it look like they were just firing into the wall? So now, Mercenary Green Archer is firing over here. Reality, he probably would have been better off firing at the Iberian Swordsman over here instead. If you'd been firing over at this unit, would have been able to break these guys quicker and move these guys down a lot faster. Not like they would have had a good time against the Lusitani nobles, but even still. So now we got a unit of Thorio Spears up the wall. These guys, I believe, are finally out of ammo. They're going to charge up and do their damnedest to help get rid of these Thorio Spears. Moving this unit of Lusitani nobles up as well to help get rid of these guys. Conned up some of my Lusitani nobles over here. Gonna get behind the Royal Guard Swordsman Jen so I can charge in behind. And now the only thing that I really actually have to worry about is the Hellenic Royal Guard that is still here. So what I'm trying to do is following up these Lusitani nobles. Gonna charge in to get to these Rhodian slingers. Veteran Shield Wars are gonna charge into these 2 thorax swords to hold them up. But Egypt notices it and manages to charge into the Lusitani nobles, but I do manage to get into the slingers, fortunately. Now, I mean, Egypt is still firing with his Cretans, but he's not really. I don't know what he's firing at. Like, I would be firing at the nobles for sure. He'd get him right in the back. Pardon me. General's starting to waver. The Royal Guard is winning slightly, but once these Rhodian slingers are gone, these 2 units are going to charge right into the back of the Royal Guard, and they're having a pretty bad time. Back over here, Egypt has been pretty well stifled. Haven't really been able to make any. They're not making any movements, actually. I mean, they're fighting this over here. He's not really engaging any more of his units. He should have. Egypt doesn't get siege tortoises, which I don't know why. I mean, they're technically. I know they're not a Greek faction, but at this point in history, they've had heavy Greek influence because of the Ptolemies. So why they don't get siege tortoises, I don't know. But Egypt should have brought a ballista with them at least, so they could have knocked down a wall, and they probably would have had a better time. But he's just, I mean, these archers are out. Or no, they're firing down at these pikes. These guys will be firing down at the pikes. Athens' archers should be focusing down both of these Cretans. And Egypt should be making as much as a push as possible to go this way. He also made the mistake of bringing only this many towers, a ladder, a siege ram, and not at least putting some towers over here to try and put some pressure. Back over here, you know, they're basically, Egypt is done for over here. I managed to recapture the gate, even though it doesn't really matter because the gate's been busted. The only unit that's really left is the Thorio Spear. I'm not really worried about the Onager or these archers. So now what I'm going to start to do is you'll see shortly that all of these units are going to start moving as quickly as possible to get over here and help my Athenian ally. Thorio Spear is still losing, but somehow managing to hold on. In reality, if I really wanted to have gotten them off the field of battle and off the wall, I probably should have sent up, you know, one of the veteran shield warriors to go behind, get rid of him. He is trying to get some shots. What? What? What sorcery is this? What sorcery is this? Yo, imagine if, like, it fucking falls when these guys fly. Ah, it disappeared. Black magic. Alright, anyway. So he's trying to fire in on my troops. I mean, he's doing what he can, right? Which I can't fault him for. At least he didn't say, oh, well, I lost. I'm gonna leave. Fuck this. I'm out. He's trying to do something. Even if it's not much, he's just trying to do something. And granted, he can't see any of my units, except for this one right here. So he's holding back. He's waiting. You know, these archers still have ammo. At least one of them does, for sure. Nope, they both do. They both have ammo. So, because they both have ammo, he could wait. He could wait until he's sure, until he feels comfortable that all of my units are over here, and then he can get those guys in there and, you know, sneak by, and then maybe, you know, get them up here and start firing into the backs of these Thracian warriors, or into the backs of these Thracian warriors, or into the backs of these thorax swords, and at least take out some of the guys in hopes that maybe, just maybe, somehow, some way, his Egyptian ally will manage to save the day. Plot twist, he doesn't. Or I guess I should say spoiler alert, right? So these thorax sword, Thuris spears are finally gone. I'm gonna start to charge my Lusitani nobles up this way to go and help, but I say to myself, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. And then I leave them in this tree line right here. You know, they do start to make their way, and then I bring them back if they aren't seen. I hide them in the tree line because I figure, like, the gate's open. This dude's probably gonna try and get in here with his archers just so he can do something. I'll lay in wait, and when he charges his archers in, I'm gonna charge in and slaughter them. So, amazingly enough, there's still 25 minutes left in this match, and you will see why there's 25 minutes left in this match. It actually is mildly frustrating. Pardon me. My throat is extremely scratchy, and I absolutely need a cough drop right now. So I have to give props to the other Egyptian player for not quitting. I hate it, and I'm not going to say I detest it, because I do understand why. I myself have, after I've lost all my troops, I've conceded and left. Whether because I just wanted to get into another match or whatever. Yeah, but say this is what happens. He starts moving up his archers. I'm like, oh, my nobles, can they see my nobles? Nope, they can't. Let's get them in the tree line to make sure they really can't see them. And I'll wait. I'll just wait. But yeah, I have to give my hats off to him for not leaving. So now Egypt has finally won this fight over here.
Fire on them!
And now he's gonna start moving his troops around. I managed to actually get my Balearic Slingers over here in time. I'm gonna try and start to fire in on this unit. Then this Glacial Royal Guard starts to make their way over here, so I have to unfortunately fall back. I say, oh no, not again. And I fall back behind the pike unit so that they are safe. The rest of my units are getting over here. I'm sending the Lusitani nobles this way so they can help deal with Glacial Royal Guards, because it is a scary unit. Back over here.
Kill! Kill! Kill!
Here I go. I'm hoping that he couldn't see me. I started to run, and I was like, oh shit, like maybe I should wait actually until he actually gets in there, because I don't feel like chasing him out of the gate. So I pulled them back. I'm trying to get them hidden again, and then I just say, fuck it, let's go. Let's fucking go. These guys very tired, only 41 kills. Starting to get shot at by the now captured gate tower once again. And they're gonna charge forward, do their due diligence. This isn't who I wanted to follow. This is who I wanted to follow. Now, charging forward. No, look at that. Look at this. There we go. Charging forward, we're gonna run after these archers. And they're just gonna charge in and meet their doom. Wow, what an explosive charge. So yeah, these guys are out of ammo, I think. These guys are going to fire in, trying to do what they can. And naturally, it's a waste of time. And I'm just going to pop headhunt. I'm going to cut through these guys, get into these guys. And then after they're done with, I'm going to move them up here in hopes that they get up there in time. So, I mean, like, Athens still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fresh units. He hasn't lifted a finger at all. Now I run over here, try to get as many kills as I possibly can. We're gonna be just some barks and artillery. Are they firing? No, they're not even moving. They're just hanging out. Recapture the arrow tower, gatehouse, just so that's back in our possession. Back over here. Trying to do some jockeying so I can get, into the side. Moving up my 2 units of Lusitani nobles. Are basically pretty much, one's only lost 1 guy, the other one's, alright. General's coming on his way to back them up. Letting these guys take a little bit of a beating. And now I'm just kind of, with my 1 unit of Blair Slingers, I think I was moving them back and forth to try and keep moving them back and forth to try and pick and choose who I'm going to shoot at. These guys are out of ammo, so I'm just, send them up there. let them fight Galatian Royal Guard. That'll end well. Lusitani nobles going in against Galatian Royal Guard. But Galatian Royal Guard's getting surrounded by these guys, so it ain't gonna go well. They're falling back. Those are scaredy cats. They're charging into the Cretans. They felt it was more important to charge into the Cretans who were charging into the back than it was to keep engaged with the Lusitani nobles.
We're taking trophies!
Get moving!
Run! Curse you!
Now I'm getting these guys over here up onto the tower just to neutralize and also to hold up this Galatian Royal Guard. There's only 23 guys left, but it's still a potentially dangerous unit. These guys running decisively, especially with the aid of the pike. General moving up. Pretty sure I end up popping second wind on my general and battle rhythm. Back over here. Egypt is just hanging out. I mean, he can't do anything. These guys are too big to get them in. They won't fit. So, like, if I ever bring mobile artillery, I never bring the big one. I never bring the big one. I want to be able to get it inside the settlement so I can do some shotgunning. So I can get an obscene amount of kills with my artillery. Because that's always fun. These black slingers are they out of ammo? I can't tell. Yeah, they're out of ammo. So I think all my black slingers are out of ammo at this point. And all I got left. No, actually I have 1 unit that's still with ammo. And it's them. So that's one thing that I never really understood is like why I swear to God I saw them holding swords not 2 seconds ago. Oh, maybe I'll just miss this guy.
Move, get running! Be
So,
on guard!
guys, I'm gonna throw a guard over here.
Run, curse you!
I mean, why he wouldn't bring them in? They would definitely win against these pikeman unit. Galatian Royal Guard getting beat up finally.
Back forward!
And then, yeah, these guys disappear. So I don't know if they routed. Because now I can't even see the two other onagers. Oh, there they are. All right, so they just appeared. Oh yeah, they are routing. Okay. So this, seeing that they're routing, this is important. We'll find out why in a little bit. I'm actually going to fast forward here, because this is some grindy ass shit that goes on. I'm going to fast forward a lot, actually. Fuck it. This last 15 minutes of this game is fucking, it drags, unfortunately. So it's in this Hellenic Royal Guard. I mean, there's not much we can really do here except for kind of jockey around and try and get like a good position. My Balearic Slingers are trying to fire in on them to get a good angle. They are starting to lose. Morale's terrible. Units are breaking. This unit, I believe, probably does end up breaking at some point. His archers are wavering. You think that they would just leave. He ends up popping rally. So I go and I take my slingers. I get them on the wall over here because the Hellenic Royal Guard is actually within range. Get 3 of my units up here to deal with his Galatian Royal Guard that's left. I'm bringing all my units over here actually to deal with the Hellenic Royal Guard. These slingers, like I said, going up on the walls to deal with, to try and get shots in on either his general or the pike unit. And then, yeah, like I said, this last bit is just a drag. So he's starting to break, right? Firing in on the pikes break. These archers like waver like 9,000 times before they actually decide to leave. I'm still firing in on the archers, firing in on the gen, trying to, like, you know, kill some of his units, trying to do something. And so at this point, I think I remember this Egyptian player typed in the chat, you know, never surrender, never give up, something like that. So he wasn't going to concede. So I charged out my slingers just to let them get caught up in the hopes that I could get my nobles over there quick enough to deal with him. And then he says, oh, like, let's do a final stand, like me against you. Bring out all of your units. Because Athens is like, oh, I still have 10 units that haven't done anything. Egypt said, okay, bring them out and let's have one big fight. And I said to him, I was like, hey, you know what? Leave at least one unit at the capture point, because I don't know what happened to his onager unit. Because you remember, they were hanging on for a while. They hadn't routed or anything. So when I had looked back and I didn't see that they were there, the first thing that I thought was, they're going to try and fucking debate us. This dude's going to take his onager unit, go up on the walls, and then while all of our units are all the way over here, he's going to capture the victory point, and then it's going to be a mad dash to get back there and recapture it before the 150 seconds runs out. So now it's just, this ends up just being a debate. It's just trying to pin down the Ptolemaic cav and you know, get them off the field of battle. It's just, at this point, this is annoying. Like, not conceding when your ally is still playing and trying to do as much as you can with whatever you have left, that's one thing. But knowing that you have absolutely lost, there's no way that you can conceivably win, and then you're just like, you have no cavalry, you chase after my general, who is a cav unit. That, like, oh god, this was annoying. This, like, was driving me nuts, because then I have to do some microwing to spread out my units in such a way that I can converge in on his general. And it's just an awful headache. So let's get into it. Start with Pickaxe 27, 783 kills. I mean, look how many units he has that didn't do anything. And this isn't like poo-pooing on him either. It's, you know, he didn't really have to. He did a fairly good job of holding up Lucas here. So his general no kills 129, 139, 90, and 127 for his range units, 16 and 45 and 21 for his hoplites, 0 and 0 for his picked, 0 for his one pikeman, 96 for the other, 0 for his thracians, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 120 for like this dude only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units, and he held back an army. Okay. I got 1,864 kills, 40 for my gen, 126, 93, 4, and 87 for my slingers, 31, 16, and 8 for my Iberian swords, 269, 139, 190, and 120, or 112 for my Lusitani nobles, 31 and 48 for my swordswomen, 144, 173, 36, 114, 149, and 54 for my veteran shields. 1,337 kills for Jordan. We'll just say Jordan. 101 for his gen, 16 for his catapult, 115, 168, 113, and 34 for his range. And then 63, 56, 74, 39 for his Royal Thorax swords. So kind of unfortunate. 23, 129, and 63 for his Thorax swords, 62 for his Carrying Axeman, 92 for his Hellenic Royal Guard, and then 98, 13, and 78 for the Torio Spears. And then Lucas with 1,127 kills, 106 for his gen, 33, 63, and 68 for his Cretans, 160, 89, 99, 160, and 81 for his Glacial Royal Guard, 111 and 11 for his Hellenic Royal Guard, then 0, 54, 76, and 16 for his Thorax swords. Not the greatest, army comp, but, to each their own. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Probably won't see anything over the weekend. Maybe. I don't know. I might upload a video. It depends if I'm going to make another one right after this one. But either way, I hope you guys had a happy New Year's Eve. I hope you guys were safe. And I hope that you all have a happy New Year and lots of prosperity to everyone. Happiness, all that mushy stuff. Seriously, though, I really hope that for all of you. So, be good to each other, be nice to everyone, and just don't be a cunt. This is Lookter saying Happy New Year and have a good day.